Mr. Elemental, hold on a second. I'm going to wrap this up, okay?
Sure.
Because this is, yeah. All right, everybody, listen. And just bear with me. Having conversations with Black women regarding the issues with Black folk sometimes tend to bear very little fruit, if any. Almost all those conversations turn into conversations that are directly about them personally from an individual standpoint. From that, you can draw the conclusion that Black women are just selfish. And the lack of ability or skill set to see life outside of themselves. Black women are the leaders of the Black experience in this country today. But one of the most important traits you need as a leader is the ability to consider the needs of others. Ever since Black women have been in charge, our women only consider things that affect them directly. Black issues are very complex and they have multiple moving parts. And the most effective way to approach our issues is from a macro or generalized angle. But too many of these hateful creatures won't come to the conversation in good faith. Listen, I believe in my heart of hearts, Black men have the most remarkable women on the planet, and I think Black women have an even more an extraordinary man. Being selfish is the nature of women, and there's degrees of selfishness. Women are raised to be selfish. Women are raised to for the world to revolve around them. The world is comfortable. The country is comfortable without war, without famine, without broken infrastructure for the most part, all for your comfort. We love women. Most Black men I know love Black women. And in this spaces where we're talking about this, you ladies need to understand something. Men in general don't do a whole lot of talking or emoting their emotions or something like that. In the last 3 years, you've had brother after brother, from Kevin Samuels to El Guapo to, anybody that will listen, Tyrese more recently. Black men are starting to scream at you now. We want you, but we want you in a fair way. And our women have basically said to us, go fuck yourself in your fair way. Speaking of good faith conversations, in any relationship, no matter how strained or fractured the relationship is, if both parties want that relationship to work, no matter how big the gap is, both parties need to come in good faith. The moment one party is no longer operating in good faith, there is no hope for reconciliation. I believe that Black men, and sometimes in not the most artful way, are coming in good faith. Most of these conversations are happening from the men's side in good faith. We are offering something. We're offering solutions. We're opening up. We are opening ourselves to be criticized and ridiculed. Black men have our egos and our pride have been stomped on throughout the centuries. And we today are laying our pride down on the line again by publicly saying to our women, we want you, but we want a fair deal. And the question is, are our women coming back with this gap in good faith? So let's talk. When you have these types of conversation, you need to have them. Sometimes you need to have them. Hold on a second. I gotta pay some respect real quick.
Here comes
go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
All right, Mr. Coon Lee with the $2 super chat. Thanks, brother. I appreciate been here the whole time. Thank you. A female told me her meanness means strength. Whoa, I'll be damned. What am I supposed to say with that? What am I going to do with that? Her meanness mean. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry she told you that, bro. That's a whole lot of crazy to me. Okay. We need to have these conversations, I think, from a generalized perspective, because when we make them personal, it's hard for us to move things forward. A generalized perspective should encourage, when you have a generalized conversation should encourage flexibility and adaptability, and also allow you to respond to changing circumstances and emerging challenges. A generalized perspective helps you recognize the need for ongoing learning. Overall, a generalized perspective provides a more comprehensive and nuanced understanding of the macro issue. And there's nothing more nuanced than the issues that plague Black relationships today. It enables you to consider diverse viewpoints. We're talking about a generalized perspective. It enables you to consider diverse viewpoints, identify patterns, address systemic factors, and it develops sustainable solutions that can lead to positive and lasting change. But our women sometimes do not come to these conversations in good faith. So how can we develop a sustainable solution when one of the parties is not coming in good faith? And how can you approach our issues in a generalized way when all our women want to focus on the issues is their own personal experience? We will never fix it that way. There are men in this space that got very large platforms, and I've never called any of them out. But Obsidian, man, fuck you. Obsidian, go fuck yourself. And if anybody in the chat or listen later is a fan of him, I'm not gonna knock you for that. I don't trash people. You support who you support. You can tell them this small YouTuber told them go fuck yourself. And the reason why I say that, Obsidian, is last week on one of your programs, I saw your clip, and you were proud to sit up and talk about how you like to use Black women to earn your money. Fuck you. You sit up here and talk about male excellence, and you talk about that you rah for the system for Black excellence, but you're out of your fucking mouth. You're talking about I use Black women. Black men and Black women have been used enough. And we got men with large platforms, big voices out here bragging about how the fuck and this brother is the one who led the charge for that racist ass Pearl Davis, just pearly things, gave her safe harbor for her ignorant racist shit. And now you got egg on your face because she came out to be even more stupider than we thought she was. Every brother don't have to agree. Every brother don't have to like each other. Every brother don't have to agree with the perspective. And I do not agree with Obsidian's perspective on using Black women. I don't believe that. I believe in challenging our women's behaviors. I believe in challenging the way they think. I believe in challenging their outcomes. And anybody who's listening to this platform understands one important thing. I got all the smoke in the world for our ladies. But I attack the issue. I don't attack the woman. There's a difference. It's okay for brothers not to agree. It's okay for brothers not to like each other. It's okay for somebody to like me and like Obsidian. That is perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong because because you may like things over here on the Real Bravado Network and you might like Obsidian. I currently, the way Obsidian is set up, I am not a fan, and I tried. And Obsidian is one of the godfathers of it, and maybe he said that in an inartful way, or maybe he, was meaning something. Trust and believe. I stick my foot in my mouth on a regular basis. If I don't stick my foot in my mouth at least 3 times a day, I'm not doing something right. So, oh, boy. When it comes to controversial topics, we as people tend to personalize things. When addressing an issue, why is there so much pushback to looking at these issues from a generalized perspective? Of course, no issue is everything or everyone or all. There are exceptions to the rule. An exception to the rule is a situation or a case that goes against the unusual or expected pattern or standard. It is an instance where something deviates from what we consider to be norm. That's the exception. Meaning the exception is something, an exception to the rule is something that is rare. Let me define rare for y'all right now, especially those of you on the short bus. I've been on the short bus a time or two. When something is rare, it means that it's not common or frequent. It's characterized by being unusual, uncommon, or infrequent. In general, rarity is often associated with value or uniqueness, as items that are rare can be more highly prioritized and sought after due to their scarcity. Black single mothers are not rare. They are everywhere. They are 75% of the Black experience. If you are not rare, then how are you a prize? However, what is rare is the average Black man. Black women treat Black men as if we're just ordinary, or as if we are inconsequential, or we have inconsequential value, even though the things that Black men do for our Black women are rare. So you're asking, what are the things that our Black men do that are rare? Our Black men become stepfathers at an unprecedented rate. No other group of men come in and be stepfathers at the rate that Black men do. And just when I say stepfathers, not necessarily even from a marital standpoint, Black men will get into long-term relationships with women and provide for another man's responsibility. And for his efforts, our women tell them, y'all know what they tell them, and it's not thank you. They have an expectation that they should be grateful because they are a package deal. Our women treat our extraordinary men as less than ordinary. You are not doing a man a favor by allowing him to take care of another man's responsibilities. You are not doing him a favor. He's doing you the favor. And it's effed up that our women don't know that. No other group of men en masse do things for their leftover women. Other cultures call single mothers leftover women. No other group of men do what Black men do at the rate we do. And we do it because we were all raised with single mothers and we got a degree of empathy or sympathy for our women. We understand it. We understand it because we were raised in it. But you treat it as it's nothing, but that behavior is extraordinary. And even with Black women arguably having the best men, Black women reject suitable Black men and families with these men at an alarming rate, calling them Dusties. Keke Palmer's boyfriend was called Dusty. Keke Palmer, because this brother had a problem where her dry humping another man half naked. All of a sudden, the happiest she's ever been is no longer happy because he got a problem with her dry humping somebody else. Listen, in conclusion, listen. Despite the relentless landscape and misperception that even Oprah had to finally come out and acknowledge, Black men continue to thrive, to stand tall, and to forge on. The essence of the Black man's resilience is not the absence of ambition, but the ability to transform that hardship into fuel for growth, into a burning desire to overcome. We stand on the shoulders of giants and great men in this day and age. We're talking about guys like Malcolm, Ali, Mandela, Fred Hampton. I mean, keep going. Medgar Evers, keep going. Marcus Garvey, keep going. Who battled real injustices in this country and social biases? We are not defined by our limitations or stereotypes. Our value is not diminished by external opinions or shallow parameters that maybe sometimes our women use to gauge our worth. We are more than just a caricature drawn of us. We are fathers. We are sons. We are brothers. We are husbands. We are friends. We are CEOs. We are janitors. We are doctors. We are teachers. We are artists. And yes, Ebony K. Williams, we are even bus drivers. The majority of Black men are productive, character driven men. Let me say that slowly. The majority of Black men are productive, character driven men, men of integrity, men of accountability, men of concern, men of protection. We cook meals and clean your cars, yes, and we are attempting to rebuild families and our communities. We are the shoulders upon the next generation of Black men will stand, and we desire a more cooperative Black woman, which might be something or a concept that have died out with the last generation of Black women. But we remain hopeful. But we cannot deny the pain of being overlooked, the pain of undervalued, and being marginalized by our own women. It can be a challenge to recognize our worth when the people closest to us, even our own women, sometimes fail to acknowledge our efforts. In those moments, we must remember that it is not the applause that defines the productive, character-driven Black men, but the grace, the power, and the skill which we deliver. To our Black women, we say this: our lives, our struggles, our triumphs are all intertwined. We strive not for validation, but for understanding, for empathy, and for respect. When we show up, when we perform these ordinary tasks with extraordinary outcomes, it's just not for us as men, it's for you. It's for our family, our community. Acknowledge us, not just for what we provide materially, but for who we are at our core. And to my fellow Black men, remember that while our journey may be fraught with challenges, we are not in it alone. We are part of a mighty tribe, a collection of men making our way through this life. So let's encourage each other, even if we disagree with one another. Hold each other up. Hold each other accountable, Obsidian. And most importantly, recognize each other's worth. The beauty of a Black man's existence is not just his ability to conquer, but his capacity to endure, the resiliency to rise every time we fall, to smile when we are hurting, to give when we have little left to give. We have been gifted the ability to carry burdens and stand tall that no other man can do. Our journey is not a solitary one. Black men have a shared experience. Our joys and pains are shared. Our victories and losses with each other are shared. We might not even know each other, but our experiences are shared. We are a community. We are a brotherhood, a testament of survival against all odds. Being a Black man in this world seems like a lonely existence at times, but it's one filled with a profound sense of purpose and undeniable strength. We navigate through a world that often takes more than it gives, yet we emerge as men of valor, of character, of dignity, and through our contributions. And though our contributions may get ignored from time to time, the impact we make remains undeniable. For every overlooked act of kindness, for every unappreciated effort, know that Black men, we matter. We are seen, we are valued, and most importantly, we will never be denied. So, Joe Madison, Sirius XM, I listen to him regularly. At the end of every conversation, he goes, hey, now that we didn't talked about it, what are we going to do about it? Black men, we have a hell of a journey ahead of us still. And that journey makes us extraordinary.
I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king and I will never kneel, plotting for my fall. You getting hanged for treason. I don't aim to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can, yo. Can't even get lost, I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold, I don't do no hoes, I got a queen though. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king, I told you guys before, ready for the war, to get me way much more. Gather all these parts, add them to my kingdom, Shout out to my fans for pledging your allegiance. You get a reward, the best flow you've ever heard. I don't be mixing with birds, I'm a lion on the surge. Always pushing to the edge, facing arrows, never scared. For my greatness I'm a servant, only under myself. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play it, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play it, I just win every day, I get it in.